So, my testimony, I think I would just summarize it as God's love. Um, Growing up, I didn't grow up in church. My mum is Christian, but we didn't go to church like every week, sort of thing. And in my teenage years, I lived with my dad and my brothers, and none of them are Christian. So, I found Christ in uni through I actually went to fellowship, and then from there was just more curious and hearing people's stories. But I dealt with a lot of I would say shame, when I was around people, children of God. I felt like, oh, I'm not like them, I'm not good enough. I felt like I couldn't even go to church. I felt like I'm not living the way I'm supposed to live. So I had that awareness that my life wasn't, I guess, going in the direction that I wanted, or that I didn't have everything that I felt like I needed because I didn't have God. But I didn't come to him because I felt like I had to get myself right by myself first, which is completely backwards. Yeah, so it was a long journey of feeling okay, if I want to go to church, I can't do this, I can't hang out with these people, I have to cut that out. I have to start reading my Bible. I have to know the whole Bible before I even set foot in a church building. So yeah, it was a lot of that. It was a long time before I even, felt like I could walk into Christian space as well. And I didn't really have any Christian friends or anything like that either to sort of encourage me or tell me the truth. Or leadership or anything like that. So then, I went to a few worship events and stuff like that, and when they do an altar call, or they say raise your hand if you want to give your life to Christ, and I always had this urgence to do it, but I always still felt that shame, oh, I can't lift up my hand, I don't know if people are looking at me, stuff like that. So I never did, but I was always praying, how I would say I was praying sincerely, in my heart, that I actually wanted to do that. But I still felt as though I wasn't walking with Christ because I hadn't given myself that permission, and I hadn't fully stepped into the freedom. So then after that, I eventually started going to church, and finding community and stuff like that, and people building me up. But leading up to that time, I just really held on to the verse that is at the end of Romans 8 that talks about nothing being able to separate us from the love of Christ. And that kind of one verse, I guess it instilled the truth in me that it's not by my own works. And I have more language to put to what I was going through then now, having gone on this journey. But it was just a really difficult time to feel so trapped, and you can see the freedom and you can see other people living in the freedom, but you don't feel like you're allowed it, you don't feel like you're worthy of it. But that's the whole point of Jesus. We don't have to be perfect before we come to him. We're imperfect and we have a fallen nature, and he is perfect, and he was the perfect sacrifice. So it doesn't have to be on us to do that. And it's actually, I would say it's impossible to do that without him. And that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to be a Christian without Christ. So that's what I would say is my testimony, is just God's love just kept having to pull me back in and just reaffirm me that actually I'm not enough on my own, and I don't have to be. So my whole fear was that I'm not good enough, and it's actually true. I shouldn't be afraid of that because Jesus is here. That's the good news. God tells us to cast our anxieties onto him. He tells us to cast our fears onto him. And if you can't handle it, it's going to cripple you, but you don't have to do it on your own. You don't have to do it on your own. And I would also say, don't feel like you have to be enough before coming to Jesus. You can come as you are, and you can walk with him, and you will grow into the person that you want for yourself, and more so what God has for you. And another thing that I experienced was I wanted to get baptized, and I had this fear that oh, I'm going to get baptized and I'm going to be washed clean, and then I'm going to sin and I'm going to waste it. And it's no, like, no. Like, it's so freeing to just take those steps to actually give your life to Jesus fully, to get baptized if you feel like you want to get baptized. When you have those like feelings deep within, like, listen to them. It's the Holy Spirit, like, it's God calling you by your name. So listen to that, come to him, don't be afraid. And the sooner you do that, the more you're going to grow. Like, the sooner I took those steps, it took so long for me to take those steps, and I thought, like, I'm trying to read my Bible, blah blah blah. As soon as I like got baptized, or as soon as I had the freedom to even just say, yeah, I'm a Christian, I'm walking with Jesus, just being able to say those things out loud, like, my growth was just like so quick after that. Like, before that I was barely moving. I was taking, like, it felt like I was doing 1 step forward, 3 steps back, but I was trying to do it in my own strength, and that's not possible. So yeah, that's what I would say to that question.